Why do my husband and I experience severe flatulence after visiting his parents? I am not the original poster. That is you, paradoxically sweet. She posted in our No Stupid Questions and her own profile. I have her permission to post this. Trigger warning. Lots of discussion of farts. I'm not marking it NSFW. But be warned. Less than. Mood spoiler. Bemusing but low stakes. Less than. Original post. February 10th, 2024. This is not a joke. For years we have been noticing that every time we visit his parents, we fart profusely for hours afterwards. No milk products involved. I am lactose intolerant, so I avoid those anyway. My husband isn't. Are unusual foods. Even if we don't eat anything while there, it still happens. Whenever we stay there overnight, I actually suffer from a painful gas stomachache. What is this phenomenon? Edited to add, we are both usually flatulence-free, or regularly flatulent. Unlike after being there, this does not happen after visiting other places. Also, we've been married for 10+ years. And though it took me a couple of years to notice the connection, it's very obvious by now. It happens every single time, regardless of food consumption. Edits. Whoa. Who thought excessive flatulence would be my big Reddit moment? What an honor, tears of joy. Thanks everyone for the theories and the laughs. Since there seems to be a lot of interest, I will be conducting a full investigation. We have ordered a water test online. Make no mistake, there will be no stone left unturned. I believe between the both of us we are drastically elevating the levels of methane in the atmosphere every time we visit. If not for ourselves, we have to solve this mystery for the environment's sake. FAQ 1. Elevation and distance. Where I live 520 meters. Where they live it's 503 meters. Had hard time finding this one out because they live outside the city. But here it is. I think that pretty much eliminates this as a theory. Distance is 40 kilometers 45 minutes by car. Point 2. Do they feed you lentils, beans, broccoli, artichokes? I love both beans and lentils and cook them frequently at home. My mill does not ever cook beans. More importantly, the farts when we leave there are worse than bean farts. Think long gushes of wind, like air leaving a small untied balloon. It also happens when we do not eat there at all. Point 3. Do they fart? Do they know? The accepted topics of conversation are world politics, current events, careers and local issues, with many poignant silences sprinkled in between. Farting is not on that list. The mood there is kind of like an episode of The Crown. Not one centered around Charles or Diana. Think highbrow North European academically inclined people. I am the wild card of the family. A heavily tattooed Latina creative. I am the only one without a college degree. If even their own son won't ask, I cannot be the one to bring up farts. Their presence. Point 4. Is it stress? We do lead stressful lives. Visiting them, while mentally taxing, is not the most stressful situation in our lives. We do not fart this profusely in other stressful environments. Point 5. Do you laugh, talk a lot when you're there? No for both. So unless staring blankly into the void is equivalent to laughing, this is not the reason. Point 6. Are you Canadian? I've been getting multiple messages asking me this. It is deeply intriguing and has me wondering if there's a stereotype I'm not aware of that Canadian people fart a lot. Does Canada produce a lot of gas? Please explain if you can. I am not Canadian. I am South American. Update post 1, February 11th, 2024. Next day. Title: The water bottle. Filled it at the fart house. Results TBD. Image description: a water bottle full of water. There is no discernible color. Update 2. Same as OG post. February 11th, 2024. Same day as update. Update 2 after first visit. So, we just dropped off the kids there and took an empty bottle. We filled it there and brought back it home. Needless to say, I am farting as I type this. I will wait for the farting to subside. And once I am healed, I intend on drinking said water in the comfort of my own home. This should help establish whether or not the water alone affects me or if there's an emotional component to the flatulence equation. Maybe it's a unique combination of weird water and the slow death of joy. We'll keep you posted. The water test should arrive in a few days, and I will then use it once we pick up the kids next Saturday. I'm guessing we need to use it on fresh water straight off the tap for optimal results. Thanks. Update Post 3, February 24th, 2024. 2 weeks later. Title: Fartgate Update. The fantastic results of my water analysis. Farting friends of Reddit. Here I finally am, delivering the first results of my fartwater research. It did take me a while to muster up the courage to share these, as they were tragically underwhelming. I had envisioned an experiment where I would bring my own water, whereas my husband would drink theirs as a control, and we'd then observe whether both our sphincters sang on the way home or not. Unfortunately, the visit to pick up the children from my in-laws was almost transactional, and too short for me to personally test the effects of the water on my body as I had hoped. There was no water drinking, no poignant silences over tea, no feelings of impending doom to the sound of my father-in-law's low rumbling voice recounting the never-ending story. We barely talked. I did get to test the water with the test I bought. The kit included tests for nitrates, nitrite, lead, iron, copper, hardiness, pH, chlorine. As per the results, the only things that seem really off are the pH and the hardiness, both having very high values. I do wonder if these are enough to induce such an extravagant display of win. If any doctors read this, please do enlighten me. I would have needed to stay there for longer to do the bacteria test. I intend on doing it in a few weeks once I visit them again. But, until then, the strongest theory is that pH and water hardiness are likely to blame. Editor's note: OOP included several images of the test results. This one here shows the results of the pH and hardness test. Relevant comments: the pH levels. It got really pink at first. It took me a couple of minutes to take the pictures since I was testing it all simultaneously. And the 7 was red, not pink. So I'm actually interpreting the result as 8.510. Not regular pH. I had to reminisce a little about being a teen in my school's science lab, all the feel smiling face with tear. Maybe if the water is that alkaline, it might be disrupting your stomach acid? I think that's the case. I usually have a really acidic stomach and take a proton pump inhibitor for that on the regular. It's a side effect of my ADHD meds, so it would definitely affect my digestion if I was suddenly less acidic. I'll still test for bacteria to make sure though. What happened to the bottle you brought home to drink? Well, I intended on drinking it, but it was my 1 week away from the kids with my husband, and I had hoped to enjoy the most of our top physical form during that time, if you catch my drift. Whereas I'm not the judgy or particularly shy type, I do think we would have been rather bouncy if we had drank the water. And loud, in all the wrong ways. So I couldn't bring myself to do it. What country is this? Did you just move there? Germany. No, I moved here 13 years ago, so definitely not adapting. If it is the pH, would your husband have that much gas? Is he on the same meds? He's not, so I guess that is a partial flaw in the theory. How do these results compare to the ones of your water at home? That I do not know. Unfortunately, we're currently not financially flexible, so I could only get one kit. Cold sweat smile. Interestingly enough, this is the most informative post I've read all day. Godspeed to Oop for the dedication to flatulence science. This is the most lol post ever. Amazing. We do not fart this profusely in other stressful environments. Needless to say, I am farting as I type this. As a Canadian, I am intrigued why everyone was asking her about Canada. Are we gassy people? This is a nice change of pace from the double identities, infidelity, strange property line issues, long-distance relationships, murder, stolen food, assault by missing family members, and the occasional nuclear blast with wide area fallout. I'm from Germany and had, until now, never heard of German fart water before. Really curious if the water truly turns out to be the culprit. Tap water with a pH of 10 would be terrifying. Never did I ever think I would learn about flatulence stuff here. What a read. This is some high-pressure science. Glad they have the intestinal fortitude to carry on. Looking forward to an update. Was anyone else expecting this to lead to them being poisoned by the in-laws? I'm Canadian. What? I thought we were known for being overly polite and not American? What's this about farting? If any doctors read this, please do enlighten me. I don't know what people think we learn in medical school, but I definitely slept through the properties of water and their respective influences on fart production module. That said, that's quite a high pH for tap water, and if it's hard, then it likely has other mineral salts in it that aren't included in OP's test kit. I think some minerals, salts can impact gut motility, e.g. many laxatives have magnesium salts in them, so it's not a completely wild idea that there might be some impact. Though I DK if there'll be any actual research, and I'm not invested enough to look. Are they being offered laxative tea or something? So harsh. Not finding out whence came the unwelcome wind. We need another update. Are the children having the same issue after spending a week with them? What is happening? Un Padot. I saw this initial post and I could not stop laughing. The top comment is a David Attenborough quote, and I just went into giggles again. This is one of those minor life problems that are annoying, and the curiosity is eating away at me. I hope Oop finds out eventually and updates us. Oop is absolutely hilarious. I enjoyed every single line written. May the mystery of the farting be conclusively solved soon. Wondering if the in-laws' water has a lot of dissolved gases in it? Not to the point of like a carbonated soda, but not really still water either. What about the kids? Do they experience the same phenomenon? Because kids love farts. Joking about them, talking about them, doing them. Is it just an adult issue or kid issue also? Another thought. If this is a stuffy, stiff house, are there any air purifiers or filters that might put something in the air you breathe, causing the build-up? I don't think that water would be safe to drink if the pH was at 10 though. Maybe they're just holding in all their farts while visiting until the farts get rotten up in there. But my first thought was that the parents use artificial sweetener, as erythritol and co can cause a lot of gas, diarrhea depending on the person, how much is ingested.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. EpicAriaCast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.